guys, it's Anissa. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I filmed one of my favorite videos to film for you guys. I did a full face of first impressions. We have some really good products in this video. Some were just kind of average, but nothing too awful, thank the Lord. If you guys are interested to see how I came up with this look, then keep on watching. But before you go any further, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I post on this channel every 4 days, so you never have to miss me for too long. But let's just get into it. We are just going to start off with the eyebrows. Don't mind my hair, it needs washed so badly, it's not even funny. Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I used this a very long time ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. I just stopped using it. So I love the pomade. Recently, I have been really liking Benefit Brow Pencil, so I'm trying to see which one I think is better in my opinion. Just got the color Ebony, which is the color that I am in the brow pomade. I don't know why I stopped using this stuff. I know that I liked it, but I don't know why I stopped using it. Sometimes with pencils, they kind of have like a cast on them on the end where they've hardened. So it's a little bit to get the product going sometimes, but first impressions, the Benefit was a lot easier to glide on. If I wanted more of a soft brow, this is what I would go for. I'm gonna draw it in the middle of my forehead, that way you guys can see. It's not super pigmented. If I swatched on my hand, I had to go back and forth a good amount of times to get that swatch. First impressions, I would use the Benefit over this. Just as a first impression, I'm gonna continue to use it and keep you guys updated. I'm gonna go ahead and do this eyebrow off camera and then clean them up, and then I'll be back. And I went ahead and carved my brows out using the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is just something that I would use if I was going for like a very natural eyebrow. I felt as though I wasn't really able to get my eyebrows as full as I wanted them. Next is eyeshadow, and today we do have a new eyeshadow palette. We are going to be testing this Huda Beauty Topaz Obsession Mini 9 eyeshadow palette. I'm going to do my first eye off camera, and then I'll be back to show you guys what I came up with. I went ahead and just primed my eyelids with this e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. This stuff is like $3 and it is amazing for the price. It does a really good job of just giving you a nice even canvas and also kind of mattifies your eyelid if you're somebody with oilier eyelids. This color right here up at the top, that burnt orange color, this is a MAC 219 brush, but it's just a really dense pointy brush. Run that color in my crease. I'm gonna pack it on. I'm not blending it, nothing, not doing any of that yet, just simply packing the color into the crease. And it's okay if it's a little bit messy because we're gonna blend it out. I did really like this color right here because it packed a punch. It's not chalky and it's not patchy. I have tried one other eyeshadow palette from them. It is the Naughty Nude eyeshadow palette. I have a whole review on that, and that is a very good palette. I am going to take this bright yellow down here, small fluffy blending brush, and I am just going to blend out the edge of that color. So I'm really trying not to hit the color itself, but just the edge of it. The first color is pigmented, but it very easily gets brushed away when other colors are put on top of it or close to it. And I'm gonna go back in with just a little bit of that color. e.l.f. eye contour brush, and I'm gonna take this dark brown color right down here, pack that into my outer crease. Now this color had a little bit of trouble showing up, which I was surprised because of how dark it is. I figured that it would have no problem showing up to the party. You really have to work for that color particularly. And then I'm just gonna take that same blending brush, try to blend all those together. These colors are very faint, if that makes sense. For my lid shade, I'm going to take this really pretty gold color right here. I brush with spray on this side. I want to use my finger on this side to see how it does. It did better with my finger. The only thing is it can be hard when applying it with your finger because it's hard to be precise. This is the part I had a little bit of trouble with. I was trying to blend my glitter color and my crease color together, and this glitter is not budging at all. So I mean, I guess you can see that as a good thing or a bad thing. This eyeshadow palette is all right for the price. I don't know if I would pay for it again. It does have a nice cute little selection of colors. I can see myself using it again. It's just average. I was going for a sunset vibe on the eyes, and I think we like halfway got there. We have some products that I'm really excited to try, so I'm keeping my hopes up. Everything's been just average so far, which is better than it being awful. Next, I'm going to be trying this Milk Hydro Grip Set and Refresh Spray, Grip Spray Fix-It / Refreshment. One of my favorite primers of all time, if not my favorite primer of all time, is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip, which I am going to be using with this spray. I don't ever just use spray underneath my makeup. I like to use a primer primer also. This is what it looks like. It's so cool looking. There's like 2 different layers to it. And then after I spray it, I'm supposed to let it sit for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake it up. And oh my gosh, this is like the prettiest blue color. It has a really nice mister on it. It feels really good on the skin. I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit for a second, and then we're gonna go ahead and put primer on. I'm still a little bit skeptical about sprays before putting on makeup because I'm like, okay, is it a feel-good step or am I actually gonna be able to see a difference in my makeup? I'm wondering if my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip primer is gonna apply any differently because I put that on, so we'll see if it has like that extra grip to it. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys me applying this because I do wanna see actual product, like a primer with a spray, because I feel like you can really work the spray into the skin with your hands. And also the primer, I feel like very, very, very refreshed. And I do think that spray did contribute to that because I mean, usually when I put this on my skin does feel really good, but it feels like a little extra good today. We do have a new cream bronzer today. So we are going to be trying this Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer. And I just got the color Chocolate 6. Hello. I've been trying to work on my contouring bronzing because I think it's something that is definitely like a weak area for me. I've heard really good things about this. I've heard that it's really easy to apply, really easy to blend out, very beginner friendly. Ooh, okay, I really like the way that applies because it's not super harsh. And I'm not surprised, one of my favorite, if not my favorite contour stick right now is the Fenty Beauty Match Stick. I really like this. I think this is going to look so pretty underneath foundation. I try to put on just enough to where you can see it through the foundation, but not so much that you're like, oh my gosh, she has so much on. I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead. I usually don't contour my forehead, but I just wanna see if it makes much of a difference. 10s across the board. I haven't used this enough to recommend it, but I would recommend the matchsticks. Next, we have a foundation I am so excited to try. I have been wanting to try this foundation for years, and I saw that it was 50% off on Sephora, which that means one of 2 things. It's just on sale and they're being generous, or they're about to discontinue it. So I really, really hope that they do not discontinue this, especially if I like it. This is the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Cover Foundation Concentrate, and I just got the color 82 Cocoa Light. Packaging, amazing. I've never tried anything from Marc Jacobs. Look, I love when they come on little spatulas. I know not everybody likes it like that, but I do. It sounds very liquidy. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake it up. When we review new foundations on this channel, we always do half beauty sponge, half brush. I already have my sponge wet. This is just an e.l.f. beauty sponge. I think that we can make this match work. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this is definitely full coverage. Oh, wow. You guys saw how many marks I had on this side of my face. I honestly probably should have put a little bit more bronzer on because I forgot that this did claim to be full coverage, and I barely used any product at all. Like, I wouldn't even say that that was what I just used on my face equivalent to a pump. Okay, well, she got rid of all my problems. Usually when you use a sponge, you'll get a little bit less coverage than what you would with a brush. So I'm really interested to see what the brush side is gonna look like. And you can kind of see my bronzer just a little bit, but I wish I would have put on a little bit more, but that's all right. You look at this side of my face, and then you look at this side of my face. Just gonna go ahead and apply this side of, oh, foundation on the shirt. Good thing I'm not going anywhere. It's lightweight, it's not super thick. Oh my gosh, wow. It dries down faster with the sponge than it does with the brush. Either way, it's full coverage. I think I prefer the sponge side. I always prefer sponge most of the time because it just, I think, in my opinion, feels better on the skin. It's kind of refreshing because you have like a wet sponge applying your makeup. I have so many marks and discoloration and stuff on my face right now, and that completely got rid of everything we love. I am so excited to try this concealer, you don't even understand. For concealer, I'm going to be trying this Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer, and I got the color Flax. It does look a little bit light, but I do like a really brightened under eye, so I'm really not gonna complain. Okay, interesting applicator. Oh, this is gonna be full coverage. I'm not even doing a full triangle because I don't think I need it. And I honestly think that the color is perfect because it does give me that brightened under eye that I like. I am allergic to my eyelash extensions. Every once in a while I get a really bad flare up. I'm having a bad flare up right now, so underneath my eyes is like super red and dry and itchy, so I'm trying to disregard that because I know it's not the makeup's fault. It's my eyelash extensions fault, and I will continue to get them, and you can make fun of me if you'd like, but that is fine. As always, I just take a little brush and blend right underneath my eyes to avoid any creasing. This next powder is probably the most expensive powder I've ever bought, so it better be good. This is the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. We live for the packaging to begin with. They're trying to make me feel fancy, and it's working. I've heard this is one of the most like finely milled setting powders known to man. We'll see if it's actually translucent though. And she disappeared. It is translucent. It did not change the color of the makeup that I had on my face at all. It just set it the way that it was. And let me tell you, for how bad my under eyes have been treating me lately, that looks really good. And I'm actually going to use this all over my face since it is translucent. My only complaint, and this is like a general complaint, some powders will have a lid, will have something in the middle of it to protect your powder from going everywhere, which I appreciate. But when you're trying to knock powder out of it, it's really hard because you don't get a lot because there's nowhere for the product to go. I went ahead and took a picture to see if there was flashback, and there is not. I did just realize that I done messed up because I was supposed to use cream blush. So we're gonna go ahead and try to use it and see how it works. If it flops, I'm gonna go ahead and try it again off camera. Fenty Beauty Cream Blush, and this is in the color 10 Rosé Latte. Tell me how the bronzer is this big and the blush is this big. And I know I'm not the first person that has noticed that. Try to apply this with a brush, and then we'll try like brush over here, sponge over here. It's a really pretty dusty rose color. I'm kind of impressed because this does not look bad at all. I have found with some cream blushes, you cannot put them on top of powder. It's like putting powder on and then putting concealer on over your powder. You just don't do it. It's really pretty. So I'm actually kind of glad that I skipped it, because now you guys know if you do want to put this over powder, you can, if you're like me and you just forget things very easily. And I'm just gonna go ahead and use the part of my sponge that doesn't have any product on it. For so long, I didn't use cream blush because it's so intimidating. Like, you look at this color in the pan and you're like, oh my gosh, no way, but it looks so pretty on the skin. I mean, it's all right, but I'm gonna use a brush. I'm in a little bit of a tiff because usually I would set my blush, but we're just not gonna do that, I guess, today. I also have a new highlighter, and this is a very old product that I just had to buy because it looked beautiful, and the packaging is everything. Anastasia Beverly Hills loose highlighter, and I just got the color Vegas. One of my favorites, if not my favorite highlighter of all time, is the NYX Born to Glow in Warm Strobe. Loose highlighter was also something I used to not use a lot of, but that is everything and more. It's so pigmented. Pop this into my inner corner first. Ooh, she came to the party. And it's like a light gold. My nose. And I start off with a little bit of product because when I first used that NYX loose highlighter, I used way too much. So I'm just gonna build. Usually what I will do when it comes to loose hiders, and that's still pretty intense, I will use what's in the top of the lid. I don't even go for the stuff in here because you just will very easily use too much. Keep in mind, this is all with one dip. I just dipped again. Ooh, and see, that's why we don't dip again. See how easy it is to blend out. Now it is time to set the face, and today I am going to be using this Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This claims to have no melting, no fading, no creasing, primes and sets for up to 16 hours, instantly lock in your look for makeup magic. Wait. Hold on. It looks like I have sunscreen over here that I did not blend in. Oh, that's weird. Do you guys see my face changing color? It might not even show up on here, but I'm just gonna show you just in case. It looks like I put sunscreen on my face in certain spots where it's like bluish, and I didn't blend it in. And it did not look like that. I think these two do not like each other. I don't know whose fault it is, but maybe we can figure it out in the future. I went ahead and quickly lined my lips using this JUVIA'S Place lip liner in the color Kola. For our last product of the day, I'm going to be trying this Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution lipstick, and this is in the color So 90s. I kind of like the ombre look that it has. I'm just gonna go back in with our eyeshadow palette and use this color and this color mixed together on my waterline. The more that I sit here, I'm hoping that you guys can see it. The whole sunscreen look is looking even worse. I hope you guys can see that, especially on my cheeks. Like, no. No. Favorites from the video, I would have to say definitely this cream bronzer. I really like the cream blush. The lipstick was good. I like this so far. Foundation, very full coverage. I also like this concealer. It's really full coverage. I want to say that I like these two, but I just don't think that they are mixing together very well. And I'm thinking that it's these two products particularly because as soon as I put this on my face, this went rogue, but it looked fine on its own. So I don't know. Probably my least two, like not least favorites, but the ones that were like the most average to me were these two. I was just kind of underwhelmed. I expected a lot of really good things out of this, especially since I have tried the Naughty Nude palette. Overall, I think we had some really good products in this video. Although I look a little bit crazy, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Lucky for you, if you did, I have a full playlist of full face of first impressions. Some are really, really good and some are really, really bad. And then some are just average like this was. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.